What's going on, boys and girls? Welcome back to another video by yours truly. I might be whispering a bit. That's because my boy's wife is like taking a nap, so I'm not trying to be too loud. But I wanted to talk to you guys while it's still fresh on my mind about the expectations of the 2.6 story and where it's headed in the future. And the premise of this conversation is completely revolving around that last scene where Galbrina is shown attacking Cartethyia, and then she says, or that dark entity says, who are we hunting today? And she says, the Thrnodian. I thought it was kind of odd that right after that, it immediately shows her attacking Cartethyia. Now, if you've been keeping up with my content, then you've seen my story reviews where I was pretty much hinting at the one thing that Rover has done that was a bit contradictory to his decisions to Frolova was save Cartethyia. And that's because, in my mind, Cartethyia is a ticking time bomb. And this was confirmed once we understood that, I believe it was revealed in 2.5, if I'm not mistaken, 2.4 or 2.5. In Black Shores, they said, hey, Cartethyia, it's been revealed that she's absorbing energy around her, be it good or bad, unbeknownst to her subconsciously, which means she's at risk of being corrupted by the Thrnodian still to this day. And that boiled down to when I told you guys, him saving her wasn't a great or good decision. It was a selfish decision because keeping her alive means she might get corrupted by the Thrnodian, being the perfect host, just catching you guys up. And if she is, the Fleur-de-Lis is broken. We all know how strong Fleur-de-Lis is, bro. She rivals the Rover in power currently, I would say. Even though people go, she said he's stronger than her, I would say that's just her being modest because he fought Fleur-de-Lis before she merged with Cartethyia. Y'all got to keep that in mind. He didn't 1v1 her once her and Cartethyia were whole. It's like, bro, it's like fighting Gotenks and Trunks and not fighting whoever the hell. Who do they fuse into, James? Gotenks. Yeah, instead of fusing Gotenks, right? It's like, bro, it's a whole different beast. Anyways, with that being said, now that Galbrina has been shown attacking Cartethyia, there's a few alternatives or like outcomes that we can kind of cook up from this. One of the scenarios, I would be deeply disappointed in Kudo Games if this ended up being an outcome, right? If she attacks Cartethyia because she's some type of meathead who just didn't do her due diligence, right? Because they said, oh, I haven't been in the Rita City in a while. And the plot ends up being she's corrupted by the Thrnodian because she's not up to speed on the current Cartethyia, right? Before Rover saved her, she was in fact corrupted by the Thrnodian and trapped inside of the inverted tower. If they were to go to root and say like, well, Galbrina didn't know this because she was gone, right? So she didn't know that she got saved by Rover and is no longer corrupted. That's why she's trying to kill her right now. If they go that route, that's going to piss me off because it's not going to add any real depth to the story and impertinence to who Galbrina is as a character. But it would be so much more complex and I feel captivating to the viewer if she is up to date on Cartethyia being now saved by the Rover and walking amongst the humans, but still being a threat to society due to her being a ticking time bomb if she gets corrupted by the Thrnodian. If Galbrina is still attacking her with that information, I think that makes for a much more compelling story. And I hope that's the avenue they go. But I will admit my own bias. It would also fall in alignment with why I was telling y'all Rover was hypocritical for not killing Cartethyia. And if it goes that way, this is, in my opinion, the route that would provide the most growth for the Rover because it would allow him to learn. Just because you have all the faith and belief in the world that you can do things your way and save whoever you want to save doesn't mean that's how life is going to like grant your life going forward to you. That's just not the way the world works. You have a privileged mentality and you're going to get hit with a severe reality eventually with that delusional ass mindset. I would love for that to happen. Not only would it create such a controversial outcome for the community to discuss, but it would also be more realistic, as in you can't have everything your way. You can't have your cake and eat it too. But then there's a final outcome. And this final outcome is kind of similar. It's that dark entity that we met that was with Galbrina that kind of gives off this like devil trigger, or she's like a devil. I don't know. She's got some like dark aura about her with the demon wings and shit, the fucking ebony and ivory pistol, and then that dark entity. Usually, in my experience, dark entities or entities in general they're quite pure in their decision making. What if that entity is able to detect dark essence inside of resonators? And that's why she's hunting down the Thernoidian, whom she thinks is like pertaining to Cartethyia, because the dark entity told her, hey, this she's got some dark energy inside of her, right? And that's possible. It's a very possible outcome, because she could have already consumed some dark essence in Septimont because she was transforming into Fleur-de-Lis. Just to catch you guys up to speed, the way she absorbs energy around her is using her forte ability, aka transforming into Fleur-de-Lis. Every time she transforms into her, that's when she becomes susceptible to consuming all the energy around her, be it good or bad. So if that entity is capable to detect that, that's another like avenue of Cartethyia as a problem. She's a danger to society. I just want a compelling story. The final thing and the final talking point I want to talk to you guys about is these final two options would show me an avenue in where Kudo Games legitimately has to kill somebody. Somebody we've already grown to love. The person out of all limited banners and characters that have been sold to us has had the most pound for pound screen time out of all characters prior to her. Who else has gotten more screen time than her? Nobody. Cartethyia keeps showing up in the story, and they keep showing these little like sentimental moments with her. They've revealed her backstory with her family, and then they just showed in the most recent live stream that little dark moment of her passing up Rover. I feel like there's room for her to get killed. And I told y'all know, Unc Smack, I would love for Cartethyia to get killed. Not because I want her to die, but because I think that is going to provide the most impact on the storytelling of Kudo Games and Wuthering Waves as a whole. And what better way to do it than to do it with this badass Galbrina Devil Hunter character popping up and saying, hey, this is what I do for a living, and I'm here to tell y'all, if we don't put this bitch down, we're all gonna regret it. She is strong as shit. She's pound for pound rivaling Rover, and if we don't put her down now while she can't transfer into Fleur-de-Lis without getting corrupted by the Thernoidian, there's gonna be severe consequences for that. And it falls in alignment with what Cristofaro and the Grand Architect are currently cooking up. Let's not forget here, boys. Cristofaro and the Grand Architect, their plan is actually following Cristofaro's plan. The Grand Architect has said many times that the plan is to follow Cristofaro's plan. He told that to Filova. He said, Filova, I know you want to save your people, but please, let's let Cristofaro cook. Let's let him cook, because he's got a good plan going. And what did we learn from Cristofaro? As long as they have the Thernoidian's essence in their possession, all is well. And we've learned on several occasions that Cristofaro wants to use Cartethyia to bring back the Thernoidian. It's like all of this points in one direction. Now there's another direction, there's plot armor, but one direction is take out Cartethyia, break all of our hearts. Rover has a growing lesson to acquire from this, and we move forward with even more stakes at hand. That's the best way to put it. We now are at this point where we're like, oh my God, people can die. That's what made Game of Thrones such a phenomenal world-breaking show. It's that you immediately understood that a main character can be snatched away like that, and it added such value to the overall arcing story of Game of Thrones. Like, who's gonna get the throne, right? Oh, you thought it was the main character? Well, we just cut his head off. You know, it's savagery out there, brother. At the end of the day, though, these are all just talking points. I love bringing thought-provoking conversation to my community. I want to hear you guys' thoughts. I'm sure some of y'all have already started cooking things up since the 2.6 live stream. We're all excited. We're all looking forward to seeing where the story is going. And ultimately, I want to make sure that you guys understand this is not me, once again, communicating to you like it's fact or like I'm right or mine's is the best perspective. It's only an argument being made from the perception that I have. That's going to wrap up this video. We're at 9 minutes and 25 seconds. I kept it to a bare minimum. Gave you another video while on vacation. Don't you ever fucking forget, boys. All right. Anyways, I'm going to put this camera up, show you my boy James back there. Can you see him? Bro's dumpster baby. Bro, stop tracking me, man. Okay, there we go.
Reading this amazing book.
What's it called?
Mistborn.
Mistborn.
It's so good.
Bro's meeting Mistborn. Meeting. I'm lit. I've been on the whiskey, guys. All right, hey, love y'all, man. Peace, love, and happiness. Peace.